Welcome back to Boat Fools. Okay, look, it's March, it's snowing, but sailing season is right around the corner. So, in my idle time, I have gone through the four major sources to find you the top 10 sailboats currently for sale in the great state of Maine that are listed for less than $30,000. I went to Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, sailboatlistings.com, and of course Yacht World, and gone through all the boats listed for sale for under 30 grand and selected, in my opinion, the top 10 best ones. Now, so even if you live in New Hampshire, Vermont, or Massachusetts, and you're looking to buy your first boat, upgrade to a bigger boat, or downsize to a smaller boat, one of these should work for you. We're going to start at number 10, and we're going to boom shakalaka our way right up to number 1, and I'm going to tell you why these are the top 10 best ones currently available in the state of Maine. So let's have some fun, and let's go take a look. Okay, here we go. Buckle up. This is going to be a little bit like speed dating, but we'll get through these quickly, and I'll put all the listing information in the description section of the video below. So, coming in at number 10 is a 1987 Erickson 26-3. List price is $9,500. This is a Bruce King design. It's an Erickson solid boat. It's got a newly refurbished plumbing system, a new 150% Genoa. It comes with 5 jack stands and a new Raymarine GPS that you can negotiate extra for, I guess. But in any event, she's a very clean boat. She is the only tiller boat in our top 10. That just means it's going to be a nice responsive sailing experience. Down below is very clean. And the only thing I noticed was some staining on the sole floor. I don't know what that's from, but a surveyor would certainly tell you this. She's located in the Peaks Island area in southern Maine, outside of Portland. But a very clean boat, a nice diesel 10 horsepower universal, and it looks nice and tidy and clean. You could eat off of that thing. But all in all, just a good-looking boat, good-looking lines on her, and will take you anywhere around the coast of New England. So that's number 10. Coming in at number 9 is a 1983 30-foot Catalina. List price is $14,000. I do love the blue topsides, nice gold cove stripe. The jib is 135%. It's 3 years old. Mainsail is in fair condition, apparently. It's got new batteries, new electronics, and it's got a Yanmar diesel, which is in good shape, and seller notes that the boat is in excellent condition. I would have to concur with that. These look like Velcro-enabled strips, so your cushions don't pop out on you when you hop up into the V-berth. But other than that, the interior is spotless. I mean, that head is spick and span, as is the galley, as is the nav station, and the helm station and binnacle. Looks cherry. This is a nice looking boat, and it's a Catalina. I think in the 30-foot model, I think something like 5,500 of these were made. We did look at a Catalina 25 in episode 4. There's going to be a great support group out there for these Catalina owners. So this is a cherry boat and deserves a close look. All right, moving on to number 8. Now, I thought this boat was going to rank much higher because it's a CNC. It's a 1983 CNC 34. List price is $24,500. I really, like I said, thought this was going to rank higher, though I did some poking around. The interior looks clean. Everything looks great. And I was really excited about this boat until I got to the deck, where I noticed, it comes with an EPIRB and a television. And I came to the deck and noticed that it looked like the ports had been replaced. And it looks like whoever did it did not hire someone to do it, but tried to do it at home. And I'm sure they don't leak, but just the top sides now look a little rough because of this. But with a little sweat equity, I think you can get this boat for under 20 or maybe 20. And you could paint the top sides and have a really sweet boat. They also move the winches, which I respect. They move them back closer to the helm station. So if you're single-handing this thing, it's going to be easy to handle your jib sheets. You can see where the winches were. And again, they didn't match the gel coat and new paint. So it looks a little rough. But again, with a little sweat equity, this boat is going to be a fun boat to sail. It's been on the market for a while, so if I were trying to buy this boat, I'd be aiming low and get a sweet little boat, fix it up, and you could have a nice round the buoy racer, distance racer, and coastal cruiser. Okay, coming in at number 7 is a 1970 Morgan 30. Now, we bought a Morgan 382, and I didn't know that 30 existed until I came across this, but this is a beautiful little boat. It looks like it's been lovingly cared for. Its list price is $12,500. It is a little older, 1970, but it looks like it's been really well taken care of, including the interior, which I'll show you in a second. But it's a shoal draft keel centerboard. So with the keel up, it draws 3 feet 5 inches. With the centerboard down, 7 feet 2 inches, and it's just a really wonderful looking boat, and it's very clean. The one thing I did not particularly care for, and I had the same issue when I looked at an Alberg 37, was the placement of the helm sort of in front of the companionway. So your guests are going to be sitting behind you, making fun of you behind your back, and you're going to have FOMO. But it's a good vantage point, and if you have a Dodger, you'll stay dry. So there are pros to it. It's a nice wooden wheel. And down below is just spick and span, spotless, especially the galley here. It does have has an atomic 4 gas engine. Yes, gas engine on this, but it is clean looking, and the lines on this boat are just beautiful. So coming in at number 7, a Morgan 30 for $12,500. And I would take a close look at this boat if I were in the market. Okay, coming in at number 6 is a 1986 27-foot Island Packet centerboard sloop. List price is $29,500. I think you're paying a little bit for the Island Packet name here, but this is a clean, solid boat. The one thing I had issue with was this homemade, owner-made teak Dodger, hard Dodger. And it just kind of looks a little clunky on the boat, and I think something better could be developed for that. But there's a lot to like about this boat. At only 27 feet, she has an 11-foot beam, so it's going to be roomier down below than she looks. You've got radar, roller furling main, obviously roller furling jib, and it's an Island Packet. You could probably take this anywhere, and it looks like it's been well loved. So a lot to like about this boat, except for the Dodger. Okay. Cracking the top 5 is a 1973 Camper Nicholson 35-foot sloop. List price is $23,900. Now, if you guys follow Captain Q, he did do a video on this boat, so you can get a good look at the interior from his episode on this. I don't know what number it is, but this is a beautiful boat. I love the color. She's a solidly built boat. She has a Perkins 4108 diesel. It's got high hours, but it was rebuilt. The down below is clean, and you could really probably take this boat anywhere, including around the world. She is a blue water cruiser, and she has radar. She's got a windlass. She's got like I said, the Perkins 4108. She's got nice high bulwarks here. And I just think it's a good looking boat. And I think if you could get it for 20 or less and put a little sweat equity into it, you would have a nice ride and a boat that's going to be a great talking piece in any harbor. And you're going to have a lot of fun sailing this boat. So she cracks the top 5, and now moving on to number 4. This is a 1984 Cape Dory 30-foot sloop. List price of $23,000. Now, my friend has this boat, but he has a cutter rig on it, and I love that boat. It sails really well. This one, I wonder if it could be modified to a cutter rig, but it's got a stack pack. It's got lazy jacks. It's got a new Dodger, according to the notes, and she's clean down below. And it's the Cape Dory build and design. It must be a Carl Alberg design. And it's got a universal diesel. The head's a little dirty, but most are. And it just looks like with a little love and tenderness and a little care, you could have a really classic beauty on your hands and have a solid boat that would basically take you around the world. It looks like recent electronics. So a lot to like about this boat. And she comes in at number 4. Okay, coming in at number 3 is a 1982 East Orient 32, commonly known as the EO 32. There was also a Union 32 and a Shearwater 32, which I think shared the same hull. You got the rounded transom on this, and most notably, it's a Ted Brewer design. She also comes with a recent survey, and I will add that Ted Brewer designed our Morgan 382, so he was a prolific designer. This boat is ready for offshore adventure, according to the notes. I think the previous or current owners lived upon her for a while, and I know that she's been on the market for a little bit now, and I think you could get her for a lot less than the $27,500 asking price, maybe even 22, maybe even 20. But this boat is a blue water cruiser. You could take this around the world. It's got a lot of teak and wood down below, though it's nice and bright, and it really looks like it's in clean condition and would be a fun boat to sail and a head turner and a conversation piece, and you would be very proud to own this boat. And the price is really right on this. And like I said, it's got a current survey, worth taking a close look at this boat. A little unusual in design. I actually find it appealing and worthy of a close look. All right. Coming in at number 2 is a 1969 Pearson 35. Now, it's a little bit older. There are 2 others on the market. One's in 1970 and one's in 1978, and they're all within the $25,000 price point. I think you can get this thing for less. What caught my attention with this one was not only did I like the green top sides and the matching Dodger, but it also has a stack pack, lazy jacks, roller furling jib, and had a major refit in 2022. Rebuilt Yamaha 30 horsepower diesel with only 10 hours on it. New dripless shaft seal, new cutlass bearing, new through hulls. Has a dual bilge system with a manual emergency pump. Raymarine chart plotter, electric toilet with macerator and holding tank. And it also has a full batten Doyle mainsail with stack pack, roller furling, Hallett, 150% Genoa. Hallett is out of Falmouth or Yarmouth, Maine. Cockpit controlled rig with electric winch, 2 self-tailing primary winches, and a Hallett Dodger. Very clean boat. And I will say it is clean based on the pictures. I will say the one thing that was a turnoff to me, which was the same with the Morgan, which was the same with the Alberg 37 from a previous episode, is the helm station, which is in front of the companionway, but it's a nice wooden helm. Now, there are pros to having the helm here, which is primarily that the Dodger is here, which is going to protect you in any sea state and keep you at least reasonably dry. I just don't care for it from a cruising standpoint with your passengers behind you and ingress and egress out of the companionway. But nonetheless, this is a classic beauty. I'd be proud to own this boat. And it looks like this one comes with a lot of updates and a lot of the heavy lifting has been done. Worth a very close look. All right, number 1. Made in Maine, a 1981 Sabre 34, list price $29,500, located in the Southwest Harbor, Maine. This boat's been on the market for a little bit, so I think you could probably get this for a steal. I would go in at like 22 maybe for this and get it for a low price. This boat has been lovingly cared for. It's got a lot of bells and whistles, including some updated electronics. The down below is clean. It's got a windlass. It's got, what was I going to show you? It's got a stove down below for heat for the off season. It is clean. It looks pretty, almost Bristol down below. A little sweat equity, and this boat would be a real beauty and a real head turner. Nice bright cushion, so it's nice and bright below. There's the stove here. You can sail in the shoulder seasons with this because you can stay warm, and it's just clean and bright. And it comes with, it looks like an inflatable, a rigid inflatable. It's got a Westerbeek diesel, refrigeration, and a lot of extras here you can see. And it looks like it might be a rigid inflatable. I can't tell, but nonetheless, and a dinghy with an outboard, all for the list price of $29,500, and I think you can get it for a lot less. Made in Maine. I've sailed on Sabres my entire life, a Sabre 36. They are beautiful sailing boats. Take it anywhere, and it's going to last a lifetime. And I think this is a smoking deal. The current owners have owned it since 2012, so they've owned it for 11 years. And nearly 260 of these were built, and it's seaworthy, and it's just a lovely boat. And I can't recommend this one enough. So if you're in the market, check this boat out. And that's a wrap on our top 10 sailboats currently for sale in Maine, listed for under $30,000. Some of these are smoking deals. Some have been on the market for a while, so you might be able to get an even better deal. And especially if they're not represented by a broker, sellers might be more willing to negotiate on price since there's no broker involved. So keep that in mind if you're interested. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be doing more of these in the future. Please click like. Please subscribe if you haven't. And stay tuned for next week. And Boat Fools Forever. Sailing season's right around the corner.